Hey, 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 you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. This is going to be an audio channeling only, so there's no actual, picture, and I'm doing that on purpose today because I have got an urgent message for all twin flames. Okay, this is an urgent message for all twin flames, and it's going to resonate for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine today. So I want you to understand that divine feminines listening today, even though you are probably working on yourself, probably trying really hard to, give yourself that self-love at this time, I want you to understand that your divine masculine is not guided to come and speak with you at this time. We have a massive purge going on for twin flames right now, and this massive purge is for both the masculine and the feminine, for both twin flame counterparts, as we go into the new age, which is called the age of Aquarius. And I know many of you have been perhaps following different stories or podcasts or videos or YouTubers, etc., in the way of the age of Aquarius and the great awakening that's going on the earth. This is a topic which I don't really discuss too often on my channel, but today I'm going to just delve in a little bit so you can understand what's going on. Now, if you haven't seen my twin flame concept video that I posted the other day, the most recent one, I can't remember what I named it now. It was something to do with baggage, alright? So there's a picture on the thumbnail of a woman pulling a suitcase around with there's a man inside the suitcase. If you haven't watched that particular video, go into the Twin Flame Concept playlist on this channel and check it out. That was describing how everyone has, got this baggage that they carry around with them, whether that's emotional, mental, or physical, and that we're constantly trying to shed it. Okay. So what's going on right now is the purge for the masculine and feminine is really big right now, and many of you will be feeling symptoms of perhaps sadness or melancholy or depression or lack of motivation. Some of you may be feeling really tired. Some of you may be feeling like you're extra hungry or not hungry at all. And in general, you may have a negative kind of connotation towards things. Instead of, waking up and experiencing your day in a happy way, you might be a little bit less likely to be as excited or as motivated as you usually would be. So this energetic purge is occurring for twin flames so that they can shed as much as possible in this period of time. So I don't want to give you the whole time frame of June, but I feel like it's going to last until at least the 10th of June. For some of you it might go until the 15th of June. It's basically, there is different light that's coming down to us right now. Okay, so as in energetically there's light coming down. This is causing twin flames to purge what no longer serves them, which is going to help the big energetic shift that's going on with the planet right now. So the twin flame union is, of course, important, and many of you see the twin flame union as being, in union with your counterpart. That is one dynamic of the twin flame union, but right now the union needs to happen to the self. Okay, so even if you've been giving yourself self-love, even if you've been, spending time in nature or meditating or doing yoga, etc., praying, etc., etc., eating healthful foods, it's a time where, twin flames are purging to help the rest of humanity. So, what you're feeling isn't necessarily from you, isn't necessarily from your counterpart. And it's really important that you understand, especially since most twin flames are empathic or light workers, that you are purging for the collective of the world right now. This is a global thing that's going on. So you may have feelings of feeling abandonment. You may have feelings of feeling really alone. You may also have a feeling of, of being really happy one moment and then really sad the next. Or being mad with your twin flame because they haven't come in. You may have been working on yourself, and you may think, well, I've been doing all the work. I've been doing this inner work and they're still not coming in at this time. Now, I'm not sure that all of you are aware, but some of you will be aware that we have in June, we recently had in May, the lunar eclipse, which was really powerful, and that brought in some very powerful energy. And we also have 5 planets which are in retrograde over the month of June. And I haven't got the dates of those, but this is causing everything to be moved in its own timing. So it's kind of like that divine timing that everyone speaks about. Everything will happen in divine timing. But I want to give you a metaphor to make it easier for you right now. So I want you to imagine that you've climbed onto a boat, okay, and you know that you must get on the boat right now because where you're living, and of course this is just a metaphor, this isn't, no one take this literally because it's just a metaphor, okay? So imagine that you're on an island and you live on an island, and we're just going to use our imagination here, and you get told that you have to hop on the last boat that's leaving the island because, in 24 hours this island's going to be underwater. Okay, so you get onto the boat and you feel the tumultuous waves because there's a definite storm coming, and there's going to be a little bit of a flood of water that's going to, come on the ocean. But the Weather Bureau and the people in the know are just sort of saying, look, we just need to go across to the mainland right now. We just have to get off of this island and go to the mainland. So you pack all your belongings and you go onto the boat, and you've had to leave. You were visiting that island all by yourself. And so, there's a synchronicity with dogs barking there. You were visiting this island all by yourself. And so what happens is you feel quite alone, because not only are you responsible for packing yourself up to get off of the island, but you have to go on this boat, on this vessel that you've never been on before. Okay, so it's kind of really scary. So what's happening is that you get on the boat and you really want to call your friends and family, you really want to call your twin flame, and there's no service because of the storm. So you're literally going to be on this boat for 5 days on your own, with no way of contacting the outside world, or anyone that you know. And so it can seem really scary. And these issues can come up of feeling abandoned, feeling really lonely, feeling worried and scared, and also feeling as though, you know, you might not be able to get through it. You know, it's kind of a feeling of giving up. So if I can use this story as a metaphor now, this is kind of the part of the story that we're in right now. You know, we've just hopped off of the island as twin flames, and we're on our own. For most of you, for many of you, your twin flame will not have been contacting you recently, you know, and you may have only felt them in the ethereal plane, or, you know, in a metaphysical kind of way. And so you've been doing all the right things, you've been eating well, you've been, you know, generally doing the right things, you've been going within, doing yoga, meditation, going for walks in nature, you know, etc., etc., trying to raise your vibration or keep your vibration high. Maybe some of you use prayer. And now you've been given this information that, you know, unless you get off the island, and you were comfortable on the island, remember, you know, it was a beautiful tropical island that you were quite comfortable on, you were just having a little holiday there. Now you're being told that you have to get off of that island and go back to the mainland. And this is kind of a metaphor for sort of coming down in vibration a little bit, perhaps experiencing more 3D or third dimensional consciousness people. Maybe they're getting angry with you, maybe they're cancelling plans with you, maybe they're, I don't know, annoying you in some kind of way. You know, maybe that project that you did at work came back, you know, your boss didn't like it and you've got to redo it, or perhaps, you know, you paid a bill and it didn't come out of the account correctly, or just there's just some stuff going on that's just a little bit haywire at the moment. Nothing too bad, but just kind of weird. And so as you're on this boat, you kind of put your attention on the ocean for a moment, and you realize that even though there are these big waves coming, you feel a calmness, like something's coming, and you also feel a worriedness, like something's trying to maybe harm you. So it's kind of this melancholy feeling of, I know everything's going to be all right. I just need to get through this passage on the ocean. I just need to get through this part of the journey. But the emotions that come with it can be quite intolerable. So, you know, you might want to curl up on the couch, you might want to, I don't know, you might get angry because you have to do the laundry and you don't feel like doing it, you might have headaches, you might want to lay down. There could be all sorts of things going on with you as you're crossing this pathway and sensing some of the 3D consciousness energies around, okay? So of course, as twin flames, we're striving to remain in fifth dimensional consciousness and above. This is the timeline that we're trying to reach with Gaia, and we still have to purge a lot of stuff for the collective. So we're not just purging for, you know, your twin flame or purging for yourself, you're also purging for the collective that lives on the earth. And there are many people in the third dimensional reality who are still in third dimensional consciousness and cannot shift into the timeline that we're going to, which is going to be fifth dimensional consciousness and above. Okay, so Gaia is in the fifth dimensional consciousness right now, and a lot of chaos is happening. Okay, so as a twin flame, you're being called back to the third dimensional reality, as in to help people, to guide people, to understand that people are acting in ways they may not normally act in. Maybe they're using drugs, maybe they're, you know, overusing alcohol, maybe they're canceling plans. Maybe they're getting angry. Maybe they're, having arguments or ego battles with one another. Some of you may know people as well that have committed suicide recently, or some of you may know people who are, very unwell. Okay, so they are having a very difficult time, energetically speaking, being able to accept the new energy that's flooding the earth. And so I'm using the word flooding because I want you to understand that this is kind of what's happening with the energy. It's not a literal flood of water, but it's a flood of energy that's happening on the earth. So for right now, as a twin flame, whether you are on mission or not, it doesn't matter. You're being called to have understanding for those people who are in a lower vibrational consciousness than you, who are finding it difficult, who are finding it really tumultuous. Okay, so as a twin flame, you're on the boat, kind of heading back, as this metaphor, you're heading back to go and help the others. All right, so they need you to be the light right now, even though you may be experiencing some of the physical symptoms of the ascension and the purging. I want you to understand that some of these people are drowning. Okay, so even though you're standing on the boat and you can feel the rock of the waves, metaphorically speaking, some of these other people who are in third dimensional consciousness are drowning at this time. So they may have severe depression, they may be really badly in their ego, they may be severely unwell, they may be, watching the news and freaking out a bit because of, what's going on in the world. They may be, getting vaccinated. They may be, there's a myriad of things that can be going on in the world right now that perhaps you don't resonate with. There might be war going on and you don't resonate with it. There might be a load of political things that you don't agree with, etc., etc. So what we want to do as twin flames is we want to balance out our energy on an internal level. As we balance our energy on an internal level, it creates an eventual calm on the stormy sea. And if you're creating calm in the sea, what's going to happen is those people who are struggling and fighting to get onto the boat, okay, onto the metaphorical boat, as the sea calms, they're going to be able to swim a lot more easily and be able to break through into that fifth dimensional consciousness. But for the people who are awake, the twin flames, light workers, empaths, whatever name you call yourself, okay, for those of you who are awake, you need to remain calm and help these other people who are seeking help. Some of them won't want your help. Some of them will, unfortunately, not be able to move through into this new age of Aquarius. So it's not up to you to decide who comes and who goes. That's being left to the divine. But what you can do is remain calm. So perhaps you have a friend who's freaking out because they're watching the news and they're seeing all this stuff and they're really afraid, and you might be able to just give them a word of encouragement and say, you know what I do? I just turn off the news and I kind of just do my own thing. Or if they've got any type of health issues and some knowledge about natural ways of feeling better, then you might be able to help them in that way. There's different ways we can help people. You don't necessarily have to tell them what to do, but you can plant the seed in their mind. So what's going on with the divine masculine in particular? I know many of you are very interested in the divine masculine because that's your counterpart and you are a divine feminine listening today. The divine masculine is holding a lot of this energy for the earth at this time, and the divine masculine is really feeling the third dimensional reality, the third dimensional consciousness around him, many of them are still in, moving through third dimensional consciousness into the fourth dimensional consciousness, and striving to go into fifth dimensional consciousness as well. So they're seeing the difference, they're seeing the divide, the shift in humanity, and they're starting to understand that they want to be of the higher vibration. Whether or not they understand this in spiritual terms really doesn't matter. They know that there is two things happening on the earth. They kind of know that there's these, a whole heap of people who really are unsure, who are afraid, who are in fear, who are scared, who are still in their ego, who are worrying all the time, who are striving, kind of like mice on a wheel, or if we use the boat metaphor, who are kind of drowning or struggling to get on the boat, as we might say, in terms of being awakened. So the best thing to do is to understand that your divine masculine may not be ignoring you on purpose right now, or may not be ignoring you for anything that you've done, as in if you've been working on yourself and normally they come and talk to you and they haven't, they just can't get to you right now because there's a whole heap of people on their boat. They also left the island, a different island, right? And they're trying to help all these people around them who are struggling, who are swimming, who are looking for a life buoy, I think that's what it's called, when you throw the life buoy out, that round circle, you throw the life buoy out and try and help them. So they're being bombarded with a whole lot of things going on in the third dimensional consciousness timeline. And they're trying to remain higher vibrationally, but they're also being pulled back. And we could say that this happens via quantum energy, which is a little bit more in depth, and I won't go into that today. But it's kind of like if we imagine a tornado, or a twister, and the twister, goes across the earth and it pulls in a house and it pulls in a car and it pulls in, certain things. This is kind of what's happening energetically with the divine masculine at the moment. He's being pulled into the tornado that's going on around him in his karmic life. So what needs to happen with the divine feminine right now is that the divine feminine needs to stay as balanced as possible and understand that she, take gender how it resonates, he or she, whoever the divine feminine is in your twin flame journey, needs to remain calm as you cross this tumultuous ocean. You're holding the light, you're also purging a lot of energy for the collective of humanity at this time. And as the light workers come together, as the twin flames come together, as the empaths, or whatever you title yourself to be, as we all come together and try and remain in a balanced state of consciousness with inside of ourselves, it will show up in the outer reality. Okay, so remaining calm, remaining in your safe space, whether you use meditation or prayer or some kind of sanctuary, maybe you go out for walks in nature or do yoga and meditation. Right now is the time to remain calm. Okay, so we want to make the ocean around that boat, we want to make it calm. And that's obviously a metaphor for what we do with inside of ourselves, we bring about on the outer. Okay, so this might be another topic video that I could do. But for today, I want you to understand that your divine masculine is kind of being roped into a tornado of stuff that's going on in his reality. And the way you can help him the most is by remaining calm and remaining in unconditional love for all things right now. So even if that auntie or that uncle or that mother or that father or your child who's fully grown, or your friend or a friend's friend is acting out in some kind of way to you, just know that it's a reflection of what is being purged in the universe right now. So you're seeing, on the news, if you watch the news, or on social media, or in the real world when you go out into the world and leave your home, you'll be seeing people act in all sorts of different ways, and some of them will be really calm and some of them won't be. Okay, there'll be big divides happening as well in terms of energy. So you'll feel the difference in energy. You'll either resonate with someone or you won't resonate with someone. But regardless of whether you resonate with them or not, understand that they are on their own journey, and that they may not be coming through into this fifth dimensional consciousness timeline, which is occurring for Gaia or Mother Earth. Alrighty, so the big message today is to remain calm. I would suggest you to not reach out to your divine masculine at this time. He needs to work through some of these things on his own. He's not looking for a life raft. He's actually helping others and offering a life raft to many others at this time. And we're all being pulled into this energy so that we can understand and have compassion for other human beings that are going through things that we may not understand. So we're being shown other people's issues, other people's problems. We're also being shown a reflection of what's going on in the world, and this chaos will eventually calm down, and the more people who are awakened that can remain calm in their own life will create this sea of calm around it. So we're on the destination to the new earth. We're on the destination to this fifth dimensional consciousness timeline. I know some of you are striving for a higher consciousness than fifth dimensional consciousness, and many of you are highly intelligent and highly awakened, even beyond what I talk about on my channel. Obviously, my channel is a niche regarding twin flames, and there are many other topics that I could be talking about. But my mission, I feel, on this earth is to help twin flames come into union so we can better humanity. And I just want to say that your twin flame, I want to remind you that your twin flame is you and you are them. And there is no separation in the spiritual understanding of this. You are not separated from your twin. You can never be separated from them, because they are you and they have the same soul. So many of you come to me regarding, having a physical union with your twin flame, and I want to help as many of you as I can, and this is why I made my twin flame system. So if you want to do my twin flame system, please do it knowing that it's a 3-part series. So there's the Ascension package first, then the manifesting course, and then the advanced manifesting course. You need to do all 3 parts to be able to complete it. Otherwise you're going to lack understanding of what you need to do next. So many of you who have had physical illness are coming to me as well regarding the Secret Wellness course. I did make half of the course was done, and unfortunately 2 of the audios I am having to redo them on Monday, because for some reason I just didn't have my earphones plugged in correctly while I was using my phone to record. So those, the next two will be available, you know, early next week, in the middle of next week. So if you want to book in for my secret wellness course, all you need to do is let me know via email. Anything else that you want to do with me, just check the description box down below. And if you don't know what you need, feel free to email me and I'll steer you in the right direction of what I think you need at this time. I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to not feel abandoned. And I really want you to understand that you are holding the light. You are holding the light and purging for the collective of humanity right now. So that's a really big job that you've been doing. So give yourself a break. Take a nap if you need to. Make sure you're fueling your body, exercising your body when you can, getting out into the sun, doing yoga or meditation or prayer, depending on which way you swing. Are you spiritual? Are you religious? It doesn't matter. You just need to continue to love the self. And remember, as you love the self, you are also doing the best service for not only yourself, but humanity, as well as your twin flame, because they are you in the spiritual sense. And if you close your eyes before we go, I want you to feel yourself as you close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath, a really, really big one, and breathe out, and then take another one and breathe out. And as your eyes are closed, continue with this really deep breathing and feel your counterpart just for a moment. Can you feel how they are you? Can you feel how they are already with you right now? Maybe they're not reaching out in the reality, or third dimensional reality as I call it. Okay, but they are already within you. So I want you to tap in to your twin flame in this way. Close your eyes and feel them. Know that they are there with you all of the time. And it doesn't matter where you go in the world, they will always be with you. Okay, they're always a part of you. So even if you're in your car alone, they are with you. Even if you travel across the other side of the world, they are with you. It doesn't matter where you go, your twin flame is always there. Whether you like it or not, they are with you. So I really hope that this channeled message brings you a lot of love today and a lot of hope today. We're just on the stormy sea for the moment in terms of, trying to keep our vibration high while the rest of the world is kind of going into a little bit of chaos. So remember that you're purging for the collective. Remember that those tears that you're crying, or that weird feeling that you have, that melancholy that you might have, or that lack of motivation, or that need to eat more or less, etc., etc. These are all symptoms of what's going on in the world right now, and your body is just kind of picking up on the energy and trying to deal with it as best as you can. So stay balanced, everyone. Remember to eat healthful foods, get as much sunshine as you can, as long as don't stay out and get sunburned, but you know what I mean. Just get as much vitamin D as you can. Drink healthy water. Okay, so don't drink tap water with chemicals in it. Get healthy water, filtered or rainwater. Depending on where you live, you'll be able to resonate with what's best for you. Okay, understand that your body is a temple from the divine, and that as you take care of it, your soul will also feel more nurtured, and you will have more advancement on the spiritual journey that you're on. Okay, so I love you all so much. I know normally I'm mucking around, but today I couldn't muck around because everyone's kind of feeling the pinch right now. So I hope you have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And if you just even have a question and you don't know what to do, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. I don't want you to feel unsafe or unsure as you go through your twin flame journey, okay? I'm sending you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hug, a virtual hug, and me and the gang say hi to you and bye to you, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye everyone. Have a really beautiful day. Bye.